Hi and hello. If you're seeing this, you're special, one out of a million trillion. You know what I say. But man, this is my third time trying to record this video, so this must be pretty important because I keep getting distractions, monitoring spirits, asking me. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not even gonna give it energy. But I'm gonna just say this is my third time having to record it. Then I had to move where I was at because it's you're not finna keep. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna blocked and disengaged. And I was talking about the topic of finding yourself on the spiritual journey, but it kind of had me wanting to move into I'm gonna just say finding yourself is a very deep thing on this journey, and it's sorrowful and it's loving and it's so joyful, but it's also a bit of a tribulation in itself because you have to really dissect what is a part of me and what is not. But also it's so beautiful because you get to integrate new parts of yourself, things that you didn't automatically come down here with. Excuse me, y'all, I'm getting my bag of crystals right. I got a bunch of mini crystals. I'm not gonna go off tangent. Actually, it's not a good thing to tell people what kind of crystals you got, but I trust y'all, so I'm gonna tell y'all what kind of crystals I got. But yeah, like I was saying, this journey and finding yourself, I'm gonna tell you one thing: a lot of people don't want you to find yourself, and the reason they don't want you to find yourself is because that means terrible things for them. It really does, especially the people in your life, like me speaking in a family context or in the context of maybe friends you grew up with a long time or that you've had for a long time. Now you're stepping into this journey and changing. It does mean something for them in a terrible way, because one thing about people who don't step into the journey, I don't care if you're religious on the spiritual journey or if you're on the spiritual journey, don't fuck with religion, or if you learn how to integrate it and you know that at the end of the day you are God and everyone else walking here is a version of God, experiencing different ways, whatever. People who don't like to change and don't want to change, that is scary because you shine a light on things that they have inside of them that they should have maybe changed a long time ago, or that they could start changing, but they don't have the courage to. And also, it has me want to speak in the context of these entities that walk the earth. They need unchanged vessels. They need heavy, dense, angry, confused, depressed vessels to step into. Like a motherfucker like me, excuse my language. A bad bitch like me, a goddess like me. To speak in a language I understand. I just seen 313. And I seen 114 as I was recording this. First of all, demonic entities, I swear, it was a point when I didn't know myself. They could come and they could get me and they could piss me off and get me to hoop and holler, make a scene, and take my energy just like that. 333, right? Now that I know who I am and I found myself, but I've also integrated those angry, ghetto parts of myself, whatever you want to call it. I just call it bad bitch energy. Now that I've integrated that, they can't even really speak to me. They can't even really say nothing to me to get me bothered. All they can do is walk past you and look at you and all this other stuff. So that to be said, I wanted to speak on finding yourself and how important it is, and also to let you know you're not alone in finding yourself. It's so many people out in this world. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. We are all on a constant journey of finding ourselves, because one day we love something, then the next day we that is not for me. I don't know what that was. And you love that part of yourself and you're that was funny, that was cool, but it's not me today. Finding yourself is an ongoing journey. And we lose ourselves through fear. 444. We have walked in 1119. Or I'm seeing 1019. Zeros don't exist in numerology. Yeah. 119. I've been seeing that angel number a lot. I've been seeing 4s, 1s, and 9s a lot, and 5s, if I haven't mentioned it. So, I almost lost my train of thought. So, with finding yourself, we lose it through fear. We lose it because, oh my God, I think the reason I want to talk about this, I had seen this TikTok. I wish I could leave it down below. But basically, the dude was talking about, man, don't never hold back your vision or your life because somebody else got a crack in their glasses. And that shit, he ate. And it was a young black man. And you know, he had a little ruggedness to him. Like, you could tell he was from the street just by how he was talking. He was like, but I'm first generation LSU, which congratulations to that dude if he sees this video. I don't know. But he's first generation in college, and people told him, nah, don't do that, don't go there, you're gonna struggle with this, you're gonna struggle with that. And he said, I never stopped myself for what nobody else said, and now I'm doing amazing, and I know I'm gonna get this debt paid off, and I'm learning these stocks and all this and that. And he spoke real motivational. Like, he said, I don't give a damn what nobody else got in their sights. Them cracks was given to them by trauma and other people in their life. Don't crack your glasses because of somebody else. Like, he was just spitting. And it's a very serious thing. We have lost ourselves because we have decided to, that little kid, that inner child, how we came down here natural, authentic, fully who we are. We have let people beat it out of us, scare it. Not out of us, because it's always in you no matter what. It's just hiding, and it only wants to come out when it seems like it's safe or when it's cool. And so with finding yourself is learning how to be that version of you 100% of the time, because you know you're 100% safe. And it's a wonderful thing. It's also a troubling thing, because it also shows like how much the world has scared not only our parents' generations or even grandparents and just our generations in general. Like, everybody's part of a generation. Like, we have been so scared of ourselves that we have dimmed our light and have confused ourselves with aspects that aren't us. But now it's so beautiful because you get to relearn yourself, and you get to relearn what source is. You are source. You are infinite source, always and forever. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You are infinite. You are a part of God itself. God herself. I love to say herself because it is a woman. I don't give a damn. It's feminine energy ultimately and always will be. If you disagree, click off. But she or it, whatever you want to say, source, has always loved us and has always been with us, has always been guiding us. And then when we start to learn ourselves and find ourselves again, we can hold her and love her just as much. And it creates this infinite creation of care and safety and love, and it's so beautiful. But going through it and learning is also kind of confusing and nerve-wracking and heartbreaking, because we have put on this heavy metal suit to shield ourselves from ourselves. Does that make sense? Like, we're shielding the world from who we are authentically in this shell. Like, if you guys watch Amazing World of Gumball, like Penny, if you guys remember Penny, and she was like the little nut, and then it was the episode where she finally became her full authentic self. Like, she came out of the shell that her parents didn't come out of, and she was like this cute, beautiful little orange yellow blob thing, but she was so cute and angelic, and she was able to shift and change forms and become different things because she decided to get out of that shell and crack out. That's what I'm thinking. Like, thank you, Spirit. It's all coming to me, because for some reason I was thinking about my comfort shows early this morning when I came to this idea too. But she was able to turn into dragons or a little blob monster depending on her mood, and that's also why I got this prompt: the troubles of joys and refinding yourself and how emotions play the role. That's where this is coming together. 112 as I've seen it, 114 again. So it's just like going back to basically Penny. She's a great example of this, of how like we are put in that shell and we armor ourselves because we're afraid of judgment. We're afraid of something. Like literally her father, when she came out of the shell, that episode, I'm gonna try to find the episode and put it in the description because it was interesting. Her dad was like, you're a freak or something, like, because he was afraid of what he was seeing. He didn't know how to handle that because but it's also in him. He had just been hid from it for so long. He didn't know what he was seeing was true, was authentic, was natural. And when you live in a world full of people that are afraid of their true selves because the world has told them their true self is wrong, you are made to feel out of place on this journey, and that causes you to put on that armor suit and not only hide from yourself, but hide, like the world can't see who you really are under that metal suit, under the knight's suit is what I'll say, because the knight suit is armor to protect yourself. But we all know through history what they taught us, that suit was highly uncomfortable. They could not bend nothing. It was very uncomfortable and very hot, and a lot of people died in their suits, if y'all studied the medieval times. But anyway, all of that to say, it's a beautiful thing when you decide to come out of that suit, because now you get to take parts of that suit and build a new suit and new armor, and the emotions that arise when doing this work and when understanding yourself, it's so much. It's so much. Like when Penny transformed and like she couldn't control all the emotions and all the things she was feeling. Like now she's a mouse, now she's a big dragon because she's angry, and she just kept switching, and now she's a blob because she feels confused and gross. Like it was just very amazing. 1, 2, 3. See an angel number. All just to say, right? All just to say, we are multifaceted beings. We are so different, so amazing. Excuse me, y'all know I like to bond with my cards. I just be playing with them. I might pull some cards. If I feel inclined to, or a card, just to get the general mood for the day or the night. But I say, like, you get to rebuild yourself. Like for me, I'm gonna say in my personal experience with my life, I'm a lover. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fighter, because I'm gonna say I'm not a fighter. When I came down here, I was not a fighter. Like my soul naturally is not a fighter. I can fight though, but I'm not a fighter. I never liked to fight. I would let, girls pull my hair in class and I just walk it off, like people would say mean things and I brush it off. But I was taught to get angry about those things. I was taught to show my power through fighting, through violence, through whooping a bitch ass. Excuse my language. I'm just saying how it is. Like I was taught that that's how you show your power, and having that pushed into me constantly, right? Especially as a divine soul, a lot of us, we inevitably got bullied or were singled out or were just picked on, even by adults. Like I had a lot of teachers that just like to single me out, like the quiet kid, or would pick on me. I've had, as a little kid in 1st and 2nd grade, I've had teachers actually, like, no cap, lie on me. Like, actually lie. Like, call my mom and full-blown lie. Like, your child is cussing in class, whoop-de-whoop. All because I wouldn't clean something up, or, like, they would try to get kids to... I'm not even going to get into it. But when you're a divine chosen one, that shit follows you, even through childhood. Like, and you won't understand it, and it will cause you to block yourself off, to be cold to yourself, to hide yourself, and then you will lose yourself because you begin to play a character that is not you, right? And with that being said, I became this angry individual. I was told I should be angry, and I was, gathering those emotions. And so I became, before I fully found myself, I became an angry, violent individual, a lot of anger issues, and that is how entities got through to me as well. As a chosen one, as a special person, that is how entities will try to get through to you. Emotions, because emotions is just energy in motion, right? The same way entities are just an energy in motion. Like entities hop from person to person to person to person all the time. Like one person mad, now that person over there mad, now this person mad. That's an entity. So all of that just to say, right? When I started to come into myself and find myself, I realized, well, it was a lot of times I did need to punch that girl in the mouth. That's just how I feel. It was a couple times where, yeah, I needed to defend myself. And so when finding yourself, I did not come down here as that fighter and as that person that was ready to punch, that was ready to get physical. But I had to integrate that into myself properly and learn not everything is a fight, not everything is a problem, not everything is something I need to get mad and angry about. But now I understand that there is some things that I need to get upset about. No one should be pulling my hair. No one should be saying rude things in my face without me speaking up for myself. So this journey is very interesting, and it's a very loving journey, because it's like, no, even though we use those parts of ourselves to hide and for safety or whatever, that does not mean they have to completely leave. In fact, it helps us connect to divine source even more, because divine source isn't all love and light. Just for myself example, it is all love and peace and, well, you slapped me, you pulled my hair, so I'm just gonna, walk it off. No, source is gonna slap them back with the same amount of force and then keep it pushing about their day. That is what happens. And so that is what we learn through that, right? But all of that to say, right? Don't give up on finding yourself, and don't judge yourself for the past or that suit of armor, because that suit of armor can be rebuilt and redistributed into other pieces of armor and different suits, and it's just innovative, and it's a wonderful thing to explore yourself and understand yourself. And though it can be hurtful, because that means we have to face that a lot of people have said things to us that have really hurt us for years and we didn't realize it, that have really scared us out of ourselves for years and we didn't realize it, that have really taken talents from us and we didn't realize it, right? And yeah, it's not fair, but also it gave you something new. It gave you something beautiful. It gave you a new way of life and a new connection to yourself, which is ultimately a connection to God and full understanding. And you begin to understand yourself so deeply that you understand others. So keep going, keep pushing, keep innovating, keep changing. Because one thing about life is, as long as you're growing, you should be constantly evolving. Or, well, not constantly. There are times where you evolve, you rest. You may plant a new seed and evolve that and rest, and you evolve this new plant that you have that's a vine, and it's constant. It's a constant garden. I think of myself as a garden. I think of my life as a garden. And I have different plants and different things in the garden. And some are developing at different times. Seeds are being planted at different times. But at the end of the day, it's my garden. When you look at the whole big picture, it's a garden. Like, and I think also that's why, you know what, that has me thinking about recording these videos and having to move and change and stuff, right? Even though, like, I thought I was doing pretty good on the first 2 videos, it wasn't fully encapsulating what I was saying, and I said that on the second time recording. So it's like you might have to stop and look every time at something or a new aspect of something when you feel like, yeah, I fully integrated that, I fully grown from that, I fully changed this thing. You will see that there is a new way to look at it. It's a new point of evolution. Always. Well, is that it? That seems it. Yeah, like, yeah, that's it. Ain't nothing else to say. You used it because my throat is starting to get sore. So not sore, but it's like I think I said everything I need to be said, and I don't want to overtalk it. So yeah, with that being said, keep finding yourself, keep rediscovering new aspects of yourself, and you're not alone in that. And anybody who doesn't like change, that's because they don't allow themselves to change. You need to go ahead and get out of there. I'm just going to say it, because if you're in any situation where you can't change, you will never be able to evolve properly. So, yeah. Have a great day.